This is Jerry, also known as You the Player, and his world is about to be deleted. I've deleted my landscape for the third time and have completely transformed it from a barren and hilly landscape to a mountainous terrain with large oceans to travel, which is what an open world game is all about, an interesting landscape to traverse and explore. So, on my quest to create a stylized open world game, I realized my current landscape wasn't cutting it at all. It was just kind of boring and hilly, and I remember someone commented on it, but I can't find it. You hurt my feelings. So, step 1, delete the previous map. I literally just clicked on them and their levels and just deleted them. Then, I started designing a new one. I went through a couple designs and shared some on my Discord. If you're interested in joining, I share some early updates while I'm working on my game. Here's a pic of the first design I made and shared there. I use Terra Sculptor for this. It's insanely helpful when I have to create realistic landscapes where I can use tools like erosion and all that stuff, which I basically played around with until I got this beautiful landscape that I imported into Unreal. And it looks like this. I had to change so many settings and do little tweaks just to get the map right, so I hope you guys like it. I wanted to have pretty large oceans and a couple islands with connected land masses because I wanted a map that kinda works like Elden Ring, where the further you progress down, the harder the game gets. I gave the landscape some color by adding grass, and I had to make the beaches right after that so nothing else would be in my view. To do that, I had to virtually paint my landscape with sand, which was no joke the worst part. I redid this like 3 times and it just wouldn't save after. I would open it the next day and it would just revert to normal. And it would just take hours to paint it. I mean, this landscape is huge. Man, I hate it here. Although the last time I did it was probably the easiest way and I should have done it the first time, because the first time I did it I just made borders around the land masses, then filled them in, but apparently I forgot that I'm the developer, so I can literally just make the water see-through and just paint through it. After the general painting, I went around to make some finishing touches to make things not look out of place, like sand being way too high in some areas. Now here's the idea for the map. Here is the full map. This will be the final look for the Dawn map, but I will close off this part and make a demo free to play for everyone except console players, because I don't have that type of power. So PC exclusive. The full game will be out on consoles though. Planned release is a while, but I'll keep y'all updated, and I guess that's what these videos are for. Now that we have our landscape to our desire, I added procedural trees, but only around the early access part of the map to give the players a little bit more FPS, since they won't even be exploring these areas yet. I put these big cubes on some of the areas I thought were ideal for structures, and regenerated the trees since they can't spawn on static meshes. And I'm left with these open areas that I can now use to block out. Here I'm simply placing them on where I want them to be. Next devlog, I'll begin to build the city. If you've noticed, I haven't programmed anything yet. It's because I'm usually a forgetful person, and when programming that could be a really big problem, mostly with my easily distracted brain. So I partnered up with Brilliant to give me a nice refresher on thinking in code, or how to creatively code. But their computer science courses are only the tip of the iceberg. I love Brilliant because they have an insanely big catalog
with a huge interactive library that allows you to learn easier and faster while still having fun,
which is great for people like me that are interested to learn new subjects. If you sign up with my link,
brilliant.org/skylens/,
you, my viewer, get a 30-day free trial and a 20% lifetime premium discount. So whether you want a refresher or just want to learn new complex subjects, click the link in the description to claim your special offer. Now back to the landscape. I had an idea, but I'll need your help. I have an idea for a world where you could go when your character dies. I call it the Land of the Dead. And no, I did not steal that. But I was between 2 different ideas. Have a duplicate of our current map, but it would be slightly different, or make a new world completely filled with water, and you have a random batch of enemies to get revived with your loot. If you win, you get your loot back, of course. If you don't, then you lose it. Or maybe this land could just serve for story purposes. Well, I don't know, but I need input for that. But for now, I went with the second option. Darkness was upon the face of the deep. Let there be light. After adding a couple things, like my man here, and setting up his settings, he was a little lonely, so I added straight land masses. This is important later. I made it sandy and added my water material on top of it. And here I was like, why is it doing that? But I forgot it has to touch something to be normal. So I added a sphere in the corner, and since I added my water blueprint, which is my programmed water, so it slows down the character, and the final thing we need is to tweak the light for dramatic effect. And boom, you have officially died. On a final note, I plan to work on cities and some other things for the next devlog, which is coming out on June 23rd. Confirmed. Set your clocks. Anyways, other than that, this devlog went through several changes. I was originally going to add things like weather and more interactive materials before I thought that isn't necessary in its current state. But now I kind of want it again because it was a cool idea. But I'm still learning the best ways on how to do things. So here is my call to action. If you know anything about game development, DM me on Discord, and I will stop at nothing to be the best. And I mean anything, from modeling to programming, I use UE4 by the way, to materials, DM me now. Anyway, love y'all, good night.
Please
subscribe.
That's nice.
That's nice.